Yeah, I'm excited for this mirror match. It's going to be interesting because I don't think we've actually seen Lur's Breach on camera yet this weekend.
We have not. We have not. We've seen plenty of Luris, but
Yeah, it's always been a little bit more fair Lurs. Lur's decks that we've seen have been kind of rebuying Dark Confidants, rebuying a lot the Lotus that was used to cast it, maybe at its most broken, but nothing like what these decks are trying to do. These are more combo focused kills. The namesake card being Underworld Breach, the new red enchantment version of Yawgmoth's Will, fueling a Brain Freeze Wind.
well said. We're seeing a preordained to start the game. Welcome back, Mike. Malfi
Thanks,
MTG, don't worry about it. GG's. Roland MTG, shout out to you. Couldn't do it without you. Roland killing it today. All right, a start for Rich on a Sapphire. So what
Yeah,
are these
Rich just
games like? What are these mirror Luris Breach matches going to look like?
so these are going to be a bit grindy in the beginning. Both players probably aren't sure what their opponents are on quite yet. Nothing that like a early preordain doesn't really speak to breach necessarily. So you're going to see a lot of what you see here with the players playing cantrips, maybe disrupting with mental misstep, not really using their big money counter spells on stuff yet, but just grinding out the early game to set up the late game kill. And because both players are jockeying for position in the same race with that, it's going to be a lot of building and then a lot of counter magic all of a sudden.
Ancestral here. People also going crazy on Facebook. We're not streaming on Facebook, but we are talking on Facebook.
Very nice. Yeah, this is. I know people have been clamoring for Rich Shay to be on camera. He's been doing very well the entire event. Got to double draw into the top eight, and then is now in the semifinals. So I can understand everyone's excitement. Everyone's favorite Top Lord finally getting some cameras time.
As a big fan of ATOG as a kid, I'm sure you all by now have seen my whoop earthquake over here.
Uh-oh.
Uh, okay, all set now. My 90s footage. I appreciate having Rich Shay on the show. All right. Okay, I think we're set now. Just some adjustment, I guess. Was that a cutting of the deck? Okay, a Vampiric Tutor.
Yeah, he was offering him the order that the cuts were going in. A very interesting way of dealing with the webcam version of these tournaments.
Yeah. Restrictions, breed creativity, or whatever. Whatever that
Exactly.
saying is. Beg to Die says, enjoyed playing Infect in Vintage today. Yes, we all saw your Infect deck when it was submitted, and we were excited. The man with a plan says, surprised you put me on camera round one instead of Rich.
I wouldn't say we put you on camera as much as we put Dean on camera. I'm kidding, Boston. You you have a more recent higher finish than Rich does.
Yeah. Necessity is the mother of invention. This is true. Yes, that's what I wanted.
I like
Thank
it.
you,
Yeah, I
everybody.
don't think of it either. That's why we have chat. More than 100 people.
I don't
Last
even
time
have
I
to
was
know
here, there were
anything.
50.
Chat just tells me everything.
Yeah.
All right, so we see some proxies. I guess that was Luris.
Yeah, we have Rich's Luris. If you get a look at it, it's very much an homage to how he feels about Luris, but we're going to kind of graze over that. Uh, but it looks like Lightning Bolt was attempted uh,
Yes.
and
And
failed.
there's a nice Luris. Look at that one.
Yeah, that looks hand painted. I
It
mean,
does.
it's not. It doesn't look like it's on top of. I mean, you could get a Japanese one right now, but it doesn't look like he even did that. It's just something he created from scratch, or
I
had
dig
someone
it.
create from scratch.
Maybe
Yeah,
printed it out and painted his name on it. I don't know.
could be.
We appreciate the pretty proxies.
Yeah, it's the most looking Lurrus I've seen this weekend.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of playing cards and written on basic lands and all kinds of disasters. All right. So the Lurrus combo, if you will, has occurred for both players.
Hmm. Rich utilizing his Lurrus combo by being able to pitch Black Lotus to force a will, so to speak, and suffering no ill effects from that.
Ponder, I believe, a Russian Ponder.
Yeah, it looks so. What's your favorite Ponder art?
I like that one.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only two choices, right?
There's three. There's
Oh, it's the full
Lorwyn
art. Yeah.
and the full art, yeah,
Huh.
pointing at the moon.
I think I like that one. That one's cool.
Yeah. No, people don't see the face in the background at first. They see the three orbs. Like,
Yeah.
maybe there's a face.
Yeah. Dark3Z is now following. Thank you for the follow and thank you for watching. I believe I missed a few new followers. Malfi MTG, thank you for the follow. Rowie H, thanks for the follow. Butley, thanks for the follow. KT Orbit, a little late on some of those. I apologize. Got a lot going on. Gush.
Rich is, yeah, I was about to say Rich is using the alternate cost on Gush, which is 4 and a blue.
Oh, you're right. Jebediah252, thank you for the follow. I think I know that guy. All right, Lotus. Out of the grave.
That's surprising.
Brainstorm. I think a lot of the people who are looking at these companions and haven't really played with them yet are picturing some, even in Vintage, some kind of busted, you play Lurrus on your first turn and you combo off and the game is over. These games end up being just long, grindy, at least from what we've seen today.
Mm-hmm.
The game could go either way. We've seen Lurrus lose a lot today.
Yeah, Lurrus is not a combo engine. Lurrus is a card advantage engine and just happens to be slotted into combo decks on occasion.
Yes.
It's not like Zerto, which only lends itself to Grim Monoliths and Basalt Monolith shenanigans. But as we'll see right here,
there's Breach.
There's a combo in this deck, and we're about to see it.
All right, this should be good, or really bad, or somewhere in between.
It's going to be good for somebody.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the chat feels. Okay, so we're seeing Lightning Bolt being cast, I believe, targeting Lurrus, and that resolves. Ivan says so far, it seems like Lurrus is easier to combat in Vintage than Legacy. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, you swinging here.
Yeah, Lurrus has, when it comes to things like having Lightning Bolt mana and the like, Vintage decks aren't as taxed on their mana as Legacy is because of the Moxen.
Yeah. So now Breach can go to the grave and not feel, like we didn't get enough value out of it and pass and do it again next turn is
Right.
what everybody's pointing out in the chat, and they are correct.
Yeah. One double red for a Lightning Bolt to get rid of their value engine is good enough, especially when you get it next turn again if you want it.
Agreed. So, if we had an advantage bar right now, it would be heavily on Tom DeDecker's side at the moment.
Correct.
I think Rich only has 2 cards in hand, so things are looking good for Tom. We're seeing Lotus cast out the grave this turn, though. No Breach. Somewhat empty graveyard at the moment. And a swing.
Tom's just happy to attack with Dolores. I guess doesn't have any sort of cantrips to find any more combo pieces and turn through his deck. Just probably playing a little bit of Protect the Queen right now.
Yeah. Pox every turn says we need more Yorion in this top 4. Yeah, we wish. We wanted to see Yorion go all the way. Log T1 says Rich Proxy Luris says ban me. Does it say that on the card?
I believe it does.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, it's very tiny print. Although the ban me part's on the
Is
picture
that a
of players.
proxy? Or is that just drawn? No. I think that's just an artist altered thing. All
That's
right. Free card off the top.
Yeah, Tom is just pulling way ahead. First with Loris, now with Dark Confidants, just generating much more card advantage than Rich is able to muster.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over, though. Easily um, draw into an Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, and just combo out of nowhere for Rich's side.
Yeah.
5 life chunks, that's going to be a small window to find that.
Some of the Tom DeDecker's, some of his board is falling off the table. Sorry about that. I'll adjust that for everyone watching as best as I can. Yes, you were right. Rich's playmat does look pixelated. We're sorry.
Yeah, he has a very complicated, uh, nice looking playmat, but
Yeah,
it's,
it's just a little
it
laggy at the
doesn't,
moment.
yeah, it doesn't show up as well on the stream. So.
It'll clear up, hopefully. We have a lot of chat about playmats right now. All right, so a 2-drop off the top puts him at 24, I believe. Did I miss any damage, Mike?
I don't believe so.
All right, so he's swinging for 5.
Yeah,
Puts
I
Rich at
assume
8.
it's an 8, yeah.
27. And
Yeah,
here's
this is just a
Breach.
beating.
Force. Hard cast Force. Pretty sweet. He did not even wait 1 second to cast that Force. And we're seeing the scoop from Rich here.
Yep. Just,
All right, looks like they're about to start now. A multi 6 for Tom. Roland says, I want to play more pre-modern right now. Yes, we have some pre-modern on the channel. Starts off with a Ponder. Is Rich.
just developing his hand a little bit here, as we kind of saw in the first few turns of last game.
Just sending the chat to YouTube. Don't leave here, though. Just hit subscribe and go back to it later. Don't have too much fun there right now.
Does anyone play middle school anymore? I believe middle school has a few groups in the U.S. I'm not exactly sure where, but I've heard of middle school groups that meet up at like Eternal Weekend and such. So I think there's one out there. I don't know the link for it.
All right, the Lotus Luris thing happened again. I said it backwards.
Lotus,
Lotus Luris Lotus.
Lotus. 2020's big tongue twister.
All right. Sorry about the feed on the right now. It's just a little laggy. But it looks like Tom just played a land and passed. Not the start you want against Luris. Mono green elves in middle school. Sounds fun.
Yeah, you have Onslaught block to really pump that archetype up, along with Range Herman and Skyshroud Poacher.
This is true. All right. Cracks Lotus. Preordain.
Yeah, Rich already pulling ahead by getting to use Lotus for a second time.
Yeah, it's so good. You do have to draw your Lotus, though. It's another thing. Like, you're not guaranteed that start every game. Spell bomb.
Spell bomb off of one of the floating mana.
So you want to have spell bombs in this matchup in play, right? I mean, that seems so key.
Mhm. It is. It's
17, 23.
Yep. Spellbound not only is vital to take your opponent off of Lur's shenanigans, but enables you a draw engine in case your Preordains and Ponders and all the restrictive blue cards start kind of drifting away.
Exactly.
Quickly.
Yep. All right. I believe that is a. What is that land? Tundra?
I think it could be a volcanic.
Could be volcanic, yeah.
T1 mentioning that the Power 9 challenge, as he calls it, 8 out of 8 Lurus. It's not a Power 9 challenge log, it's just a vintage challenge.
Interesting. Cracking another fetch.
You believe that is an underground sea. If I had to guess from the art.
Yeah, I think that's a good guess. Thoughtseize. And a fluster. Stopping that Thoughtseize.
Yeah, Thomas is very constrained on mana in this game. Rich has it in abundance with whatever it lands plus the additional 3 from constantly recurring Lotus. I can imagine Rich is just going to kind of snowball this game and get away from Tom's reach.
Yes. Land, Mox, crack, draw. Seems really good. Replay the spell bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And swing. Pretty good.
Yeah, lightning helixing your opponent every turn with your recursion method is still a win condition.
Yeah, Lightning Helix, draw a card. All right, and he's not done yet. It is a Seal Fire. Pretty cool.
There you go, more anti-Lurus tech.
I like that the Seal cards are getting their chance to shine here.
Yeah, you kind of saw those go to the wayside. Seal of Fire. People were playing with Seal of Cleansing, Seal of Removal from time to time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Seal of Doom is too expensive. But
Yeah, true. Demonic Tutor here. We were also talking about earlier Deadweight. Notorious, limited, bulk common Deadweight
yeah,
is getting played at Vintage now.
yeah, that's the real Seal of Doom in this metagame.
I'm sure a lot of limited players are like, what the heck? People are playing Deadweight? Yep. All the limited players watching the Vintage stream right now, shout out to you.
Yeah, yeah. Take a look at
We appreciate you.
Ikoria draft. You can draft some dead weights for your deck.
Yeah. Deadweight is a Vintage card now, so save your foils. Pull those foils out of your bulk. All right. Demonic Tutor, of course, we don't know what he got, but we can guess, I guess. Deadweight is also great in Pauper. I did not know that.
Makes sense. It's a same idea. Very strong removal spell, common.
Maybe in some kind of enchantment deck?
Could be.
I don't know much about Pauper.
It has one of the upsides compared to something like Disfigure, which is like the instant speed version of it, where if it's not completely killing the creature, you can add to Black Devotion and use something like Grey Merchant.
Right. Malfi MTG is trying to sell foils in the chat. Roland is asking for a ban of players trying to sell foils in the chat. All right, we lost Tom's camera for a moment there. Stand by.
Yeah, hopefully that comes back. Let's see.
All right, I got something for.
Did you guys do deck list for the whole event?
You guys can continue.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we're back to it.
Game.
Thank you, Roland, for running the tech help. All right, so where are we right now in the game, Mike? Let's refresh everybody's memory here. It's Rich's turn.
Yeah, Rich's turn. He's running away with things a little bit.
Yep. Spellbomb out of the grave again. Luris swinging. And passing. Join us, you will have fun in the Vintage Discord. Yes, this is true. And if you were in the Vintage Discord, you would have known about this event, and you would have joined it, and you would have played in it, and it would have been awesome. You could be in this feature match right now. Were there any prizes for this tournament? Yes, there was. There were many. Deadfish is correct.
Yeah.
Colligan's Command.
Interesting tech. Take out the spell bomb and the Luris, or maybe like one of the boxing and Luris.
Colligan's Command, for those of you who have been watching us all day, fits into our Niv Mizzet Reborn deck that we brewed right on stream. It's probably a terrible deck, but it was fun anyway. Force.
Just paying 5 for it because he has it.
Yep. Was that a fetch? Yep. Puts Tom at 8. Look at these duels.
Darkfire has a very good point. Colligan's Command can also act as a spell that can return Luris from your graveyard if it's died at some point during the game.
Oh, yeah.
So we see players rocking Reanimate and Unearth. Colligan's Command being another option that also doubles as Luris removal in addition to being a Luris returner.
So Pyroblast hits the Force of Will, and I think Colligan's Command targeted Luris and Nile Spellbomb.
Okay.
Which she now corrects in response to draw for one last chance at countering, and I think Luris hits the grave, yep.
Yep. Bye-bye, Luris.
Pretty good.
Yeah, great. It's nice for Tom to have a successful Colligan's Command after falling a little bit behind.
Yeah, that was actually pretty big. Now put him right back in the game with a shot to win this. And that is a proxy. I can't make out what that is. Can you?
I can not. I think it might be a Sprite Dragon.
Let's check in with the players for a moment.
Force of Will, pitch preordained, targeting Sprite Dragon, being alive.
With his extensive
How much
collection.
life do you have now?
Yep, you heard it there. It was a Sprite Dragon.
Cool. So Rich, in some amount, we don't know if it's all 4 or just the 1 or 2, is going for the Sprite Dragon plan in his deck.
And a Pyroblast responding to... Oh, days.
Oh,
Not bad.
tapping out for that Pyroblast, turning on the days. That's gotta feel bad for Rich.
Yeah. Now, I think that puts Tom hellbent, other than obviously the land he just bounced. So
players
Wait,
are.
where'd the Sprite Dragon go?
It got countered. The days with.
Oh, it did get countered. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's the Seal of Fire still in play. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so players just looking to rebuild both of them at this point. Um, I believe. Okay, Seal of Fire for.
Seal of Fire. All right.
Tom not wanting to play his own Loris because of the opposing Seal of Fire, so both players just kind of shifting the turn back and forth.
Yes. Worth noting, Tom, although it's off screen, still has his lures available. Gush, floating 2. I believe we just saw, right?
Mm-hmm. That should help rebuild a little bit.
Preordain.
Spending mana on the Preordain still has that 2 floating.
Yep.
I guess wants access to different colors.
Thank you, Pox of Return in the chat. Underworld Breach.
That'd be my guess. Yeah.
I think Tom has no cards in hand, so.
Yeah, I can imagine
I
Rich
yeah.
possibly just churning out a bunch of value right now. Could get the brain freeze and win, but sometimes a bunch of cantrips is good enough with the first breach.
Yeah. Is it worth starting off with Sprite Dragon?
He only has 3 mana available, so I can't imagine that's the first play. I think he'd, although he does have the Lotus to cast, so maybe.
Sprite Dragon, and then put him outside of with instant speed. Put him outside of range from Seal of Fire. I'm not sure if that works. We can't see his entire graveyard right now. I'm kind of forgetting what's in there, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that he can play in response to Seal of Fire trying to take out the dragon.
Yeah.
It's like he only has the Gush and the Pyroblast, the spells that he can cast without a target.
Fair enough. All right. A fetch. So he made his land drop for turn now. All right. So exiling 3 cards and casting Lotus.
Casting Lotus with Lotus.
Okay, that makes sense. And now he doesn't have to use Breach for Lotus again.
Opting, yeah. Well, he's using Reach right now. I guess he's saving his Luris rebuy.
Oh, he did use it. Okay.
Yeah, he could have gone either way. Maybe he's expecting to eventually dig into something that's more powerful for Lotus to recur. Maybe eventually going for the Sprite Dragon.
Possibly.
Although, in the face of an opposing Seal of Fire, that's very risky. He should really use his Luris rebuy as soon as possible.
Ponder. So I guess Tom not firing anything off so he can't bring back the Luris again.
Yeah, saving that Seal of Fire for when the Underworld Breach hits finally cast on. Firing off his own Seal of Fire, I guess, for Graveyard Burn.
Lightning Bolt.
Is that just enough burn to kill him?
Yep, I believe so. Yep. I see people scooping up cards, so that must be it.
All right, that's a lot, Rich. Well done.
That was pretty cool.
Sometimes 8 burn is just enough.
89 cards in the brew.
You're a madman, Dean.
He's a madman.
Yeah. Somebody early in the chat was asking what the final count was on some of the companions. I believe it was 7 Luris, 1 Lutri, 1 Urian. So 9 companions total out of the 29 players.
All right, about a third of the field ran companions.
Yeah.
I don't know what percent of that converted to top 8 yet, but we'll get back to you. All right, here's a Lotus to start the game. I'm excited. I want to see who wins this.
Yeah, Lotus is a good start if you want a winner.
Yeah. Force on... All right, I got to update these life totals. Force pitching Chitaxian Probe to stop the Force. I think Luris is going to resolve here.
Looks like it, yeah. You buy that Lotus.
We have not seen any baubles on the stream today. Cracks Lotus.
I don't remember seeing one. Now Spellbomb's the closest we've gotten.
Yep. No true baubles. No Urza bauble or Mishra bauble. Is there any other baubles in Magic? I don't know.
Lodestone bauble.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why you're here, man.
That one costs a little bit of mana to activate, but it's still a bauble.
Yep, it is. And then there's Bumbling Beebles. Does that count?
Bouncing Beebles, Bumbling Beebles. There's the new Beeble Planeswalker from Unsanctioned.
I think that's in Rich's deck, actually. It just pulls out a silver border card.
All right. Yeah, if you're gonna run a silver bordered card, you just run Mize.
Yeah. In our last stream, someone suggested Cheaty Face. Conjurer's Bauble. Good job, Travis.
That's also a bauble, yeah. That one costs 1 on the way down. But it's pretty cheap still.
Vintage Master says he is playing Tom de Decker, a good friend from Belgium. We're global here. Tom de Decker, it is way past his bedtime at the moment. Tom is responsible for much of the Eternal Magic facilitating in Belgium.
Okay. So we have the center of Belgium, vintage scene.
All right, so he counters Rich's Luris. I'm sure Rich is frustrated by that.
Yeah, you can't be too happy, especially getting behind on an early race like that. Although he's keeping the Force of Will out. Maybe Rich has a response.
Yep.
Yep, that was it. It's in the graveyard. All right. It's 345 in Europe. Oof.
Next time we're doing 20-minute rounds.
Yeah, this is round 7. Granted, it's the semifinals. The Swiss was 5 rounds. But
yes.
it takes a little time to get the technology underway. So things like, and this is an untimed round right now anyway. So
yeah. So someone said Tom's fiance is really good at drawing, I guess suggesting that this proxy was handmade. That is awesome. If that is hand painted, that is awesome. I really like that.
Yeah, I wonder if she does altars for like a side hustle or something.
Just for the love of art.
Yeah, or that.
Daffy says Tom has some beautiful looking cards. This is true. All right, there's Lotus again. Preordain. Can't help but feel like Tom is way ahead here, and Rich is really in trouble. Rich has 4 cards in hand, though.
Yeah, it's kind of what we saw in games 1 and 2, is whoever pulled ahead eventually stayed ahead. And Tom kind of showcasing that board position right now.
Yeah. So the first couple of turns for these decks, I mean, it's kind of weird that they both got the Lotus starts, but In any case, there's a bobble.
There's a bobble.
But it's funny that they have this first turn counter war over Lyric's, and whoever sticks goes on to win. So far.
Yeah.
At least it seems that way. Not sure what was revealed on the bauble. Did you see it?
No, he looked at his own card, so he didn't
Okay.
show it to Rich at all.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Travis is going to order cards if there's another one of these planned. Tune in to the MTG Vintage Paper Discord, and you will be in the know. Also follow 90smtg on Twitter, and you will be in the know. Dark Confidant, a beautiful one at that.
Mm-hmm. Judge promo.
And we're seeing Luris swing here.
Yeah, there's just so much value being... Oh, another bauble.
Bauble U, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Dig on top. Okay. Deadfish says they have a collector's box of Ikoria coming. I hope you get a ton of those full art Tri-lands. Those look sick.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree with that. Those are some of the most beautiful lands I've ever seen.
Yeah, they are amazing. Like, imagine those in foil. I want that.
I mean, yeah, I think foil ones are possible, too.
I'm saving up my money.
Do you play Commander at all?
I do not. Do you?
I play it as a casual format. I have 2 decks built, and one of them's going to need a full playset of those. Or not a full playset, one of each of those Ikoria lands.
Gotcha.
True to my name, I decided once Throne of Eldraine came out to make an EDH deck, and it's Noble Tribal, and it is the worst tribe in the existence of Magic. They printed, 13 nobles in Throne of Eldraine, but alongside that, they turned 20 cards from the past into nobles with errata. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the cards that are nobles now is just like a complete hodgepodge of nonsense. And on top of it, my play group allows me to run uncards, so I'm able to run the now 3 un-nobles. There's Earl of Squirrel, Chicken a la King, and Pippa Duchess of Dice.
The names of the cards.
Right.
Oh, man.
Noble Hierarch is not a noble, nor should be a noble.
Someone just tuned in right as you started naming uncards, and then they tuned out. They shut it.
Sorry to that person.
They're like, why are they talking about squirrel?
Yeah, Fairy Noble is now a Fairy Noble. Assassin.
I'm just playing.
Be just a fairy. Actually, when it was printed, Fairy Noble was the first noble, and that when it was originally printed, it was a noble, and then it became a fairy when they phased the creature type out, and then made it a Fairy Noble when they phased it back in.
All right, just communicating with our team here. Everybody's excited to see who goes on to the finals. So we have a little bit of a laggy feed from Rich right now. Sorry about that. The players seem to be trying to figure something out. No. Okay, so the dig is countered.
Okay.
Preordained. Maybe he was just deciding what to do. Academy says, let me guess, Fairy Noble from Homelands. Roland says, Mike gets exalted for life.
Maybe, but he's definitely not a 0-1. # gets swole. I'm not going to flex for the camera. I don't want to break it.
Is Noble Hierarch a noble?
Noble Hierarch is a human druid.
Yes.
King Solomon. Yep, that's the most expensive noble in terms of secondary market price. I was supposed to buy one from a friend, but then the lockdown happened. The friend thankfully still has it.
You might have to proxy a King Solomon.
Yeah, I have it proxied right now. Eventually I'll swing by at my buddy's house and get it once we're allowed to move freely around the country.
Yes. All right, so I think Rich just scooped. Is that right?
He
just threw his hand on the table. I think he scooped.
Could be. I mean, the Colligan's command did a number.
Oh, he did do a probe.
Where's the probe at? Oh, it's down there. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, chat, you missed that. It's very hard to see Rich's board at the moment, and I apologize.
No, he's scooping.
Oh, it is a scoop. Okay.
Yeah.
I was right the first time.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a probe down there, and then he's doing something. Yeah, I guess the Colligan's command was lethal or downright, and then Rich points at his card.